Hello everyone, and today's video we'll be having a look at the precipitation about and also the thunderstorm risk and also the potential upcoming heat wave. As we could see that from some of the main models today, we'll be looking at the GFS and the ECMWF run. In terms of the thunderstorm risk, we'll be having a look at the arpeg run, UKV run, and also the icon run. At the middle of this video, we'll also be looking at today's maximum temperatures, but as it is not as hot as today, but still, for some reason, it is still a bit hotter. But as we can continue throughout the day, you can currently see mostly clear skies for most. That cloud drifting in into nighttime again, and as that sunshine comes in, that cloud will retrieve back to the coast for some. And as we continue on the corner of the screen, there is some peppering lines of showers already to see more rain frontal systems coming in. And actually, as we continue with this, you can see pretty dark colors on the map there, showing the pretty heavy and significant thunderstorms have a chance of developing up here. But going on onto next day into Monday, that very heavy red band of rain eventually sweeps through. Sorry, I don't know what happened there, but swept through parts of Republic of Ireland and also Northern Ireland, and Republic of Ireland as well as Scotland. Again, behind it will be more and more thunderstorms coming in. But as we continue in that front end of that low pressure onto Tuesday, there is again another thunderstorm risk coming in on there, especially in the afternoon, where we could see pretty high levels of Cape, especially for parts of the north into Scotland. But continuing now, you can currently see more thunderstorm risk drifting in for the south there. Again, another washout to start off Wednesday and end it. Again, pretty nasty thunderstorms look like it's going to come here for parts of England and Wales. Not only that, we will also be seeing thunderstorms coming in from the north, which is originated from the Atlantic, as we're now starting to get a westerly breeze into later on into the week. Now, moving on into the angel HPA temperatures, you can currently see onto that heat wave just narrowing to pass us today, almost the end of it. But again, as this is a low pressure system and we'll get much fresher air onto parts of Tuesday. Continuing now, here's stopping it right there. Friday 18th is where we could get quite a bit of anomaly within the average temperature, which usually indicates a heat wave could start again, in which we'll look at a 2-meter temperature, in which is all dark reds. That means 6 to 8 degrees above average. And actually, moving on, we actually want to see the 2-meter temperature, not the surface temperature at 5,000 feet. We want to actually look at those temperatures at ground level. And those temperatures at ground level is actually on that day really similar, somewhat similar to those temperatures we had today, which is into the 30s, 31, 32 degrees. And then actually, as we enter Friday, you can see that south there just hitting down towards the 30s, 31 again, which is really similar to those temperatures. And even Saturday, look at those temperatures, 30 degrees for the whole of England nearly, and actually could reach even higher down here, saying maximum could be 31 on Saturday. Sunday is still going to be here. Monday drifting away a tiny bit. Wednesday, Tuesday, I see just narrowing away there again. So this heat wave could be again 5-6 days to occur again. Medium length heat wave, not something very significant, but definitely one of the longer ones we had compared to the past two that we had, and of course this one as well. So we still have to look into this, but we have to compare this with the ECMWF run, which I usually use on this as well. Again, cold air coming from the low pressure system, and then we get warmer colors again. And then look at this onto Monday 21st. Look at that extremely hot run, and what's that? Those ANJ-HPA temperatures, what literally 20 degrees, 25 degrees at 5,000 feet. So if you take that into account, you can guess how hot those temperature anomalies is going to be. Those temperature anomalies is going to be really hot on that day. Look at that. Literally grey across France and even some of it over the UK. But we're interested in the temperatures, and we could actually see something really powerful coming on with this. And let's start from 19th, 24, 27, 24, 28, 29 degrees coming in there. Sunday, you can see highs of 32, 33 degrees. Monday, even hotter, 34, 35 degrees down there. You can see, look at that into the capital city, 34 degrees in there. So really hot. And actually on the Tuesday, it cools down a lot and being a lot. And because of this, we got 24 degrees on Tuesday, and the day before that, 34 degrees. So literally nearly a 15-degree drop from this ECMWF run. So pretty abrupt, could come suddenly, but could also end suddenly, and those temperature conversions could cause a lot of problems such as thunderstorms again, like what you see. But we're mostly concerned about this day right here at Monday 21st of July, where we could see something really hot coming down. But still 1 week away, we have to still look in this in detail over next few days or so. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this. But here's the today's maximum temperature of 32 degrees today by Staverton Private and Larkhill, and also Yeovilton, not sure how to pronounce that. But the lowest one here is 30.9 degrees in Middle Warhop, which is actually still pretty high compared to yesterday. Yesterday's one was around 31, 32 degrees, which was the lowest maximum temperature. But here, out of this list is quite not that wide, and I mean by that, I mean like you don't get much of a contrast from the top maximum temperature to the bottom maximum temperature. So for example, here is only 1.1 degrees of a difference from the top to the bottom. So when we get to see this, it means that parts of England, especially, it means that whole of England is pretty much in that same kind of temperature. So this is what we get from if we see this type of chart. It means that the whole of England is at those temperatures. But today wasn't the peak. Yesterday was the hottest temperature of 37 degrees by Lakenheath Royal Air Force Base. Now let's move on towards the Cape levels on the Tuesday. Those Cape levels really spin up on the Tuesday at 1,500. Actually, let's skip to here at 1,564 joules per kilogram maximum on the UK there, but a bit we're talking about exposed on here, but here where we actually want to look is those green spots right here. Close, it could be actually close to around 1,000 joules per kilogram, which is still high enough to fuel those thunderstorms. But generally, what we're talking about is from 100 to 500 joules per kilogram, mostly across parts of the UK. Some localized spots, and I don't mean exposed, I mean some localized spots could reach up to 5,000 to 1,000. I would say around 25 or 30% of the country will do that, not counting Republic of Ireland. But those Cape levels mean it will be heavy thunderstorms. But yes, it does relate, as look at this, a huge band of thunderstorms sweeping through parts of Manchester, Birmingham, and Cardiff, Plymouth, and London as well. So we could see a really wide band of rain coming in there in the space of 2 days. So we could see that coming in there, and not 2 days. I mean 2 days away, but in a space of I would say 3 hours, you could expect very heavy rain from this weather front. It's because you get those very dark colors, and when you know and when you see the key down here, it means it's around 10 to 20 millimeters per second, which is actually 1 to 2 centimeters per second. And if you've got that very wide band of rain like here, you could be under that for a few hours. So do expect some flash flooding for some places if this continues. But 2 days away, still inconsistency on where and how long it's going to stay for and the severity of that. So there's still some uncertainty. But the eye camera, look what it does. It basically ignores the whole thunderstorm risk and just replaces it with a low cave level. And if we get low cave level, look what it does. This is not the winter one, but this is what it does. It's not even doing anything, and all it does is spinning up this area of feature across part of Midlands, which again not as severe as the Alpedrun, but can still be a bit debatable on which one could be winning, as these runs sometimes do disagree with each other. So there is still a chance that this could change. Everything I say in this video could change. So still, thanks for watching this video. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.